You didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I have been working with quite a few buyers lately who have identified short sale properties of interest. And what I am seeing is a lot more homes, properties are popping up on the short sale list. And what this means is that the owners purchase the property, and most of these owners, what I'm seeing is they purchase them kind of between like 2019 and 2022. So during that kind of COVID era where sellers were really getting top dollar for their properties, and some sellers were even selling their property for above asking, which meant that buyers who were moving here from out of state were paying anywhere from $10, $20, $40, even $50,000 above list price, above appraisal value for that property. Well, now there has been a shift in the market, and there's been a shift in the economy. And so when these people who bought these properties above market value need to move right now, they are seeing that they have not gained enough equity in the last 4 or 5 years to make up for that difference. And so they are at risk of default at not paying their mortgage. And so they have worked it out with their lender to where their lender will agree to sell it at a loss. And so maybe they owe, let's say hypothetically, the seller owes the bank $500,000 on this property, but the current market value is $480,000. So that's a $20,000 loss that the lender will make. In addition to that, you have to remember there are like realtor fees and then taxes and prorated, insurance, and if there's any kind of HOA fees or assessments that go with that. So there's a lot more. And what some of these sellers also might have are additional liens on the property. So maybe they did some work on the property, or something to where contractors or lenders put a lien on that property because they weren't paid. And so I'm seeing a lot of these properties pop up. They are short sales, and they can be really great opportunities for buyers. The thing, there are a few things about it though that I think are worth mentioning. The first thing is that short sales take a little bit longer. So I would say on the quick end, I did have one that closed, I think it was in 40 days. So it took about a week and a half to get the short sale approval, but they had already had a short sale approval before and it fell out of contract. So I think that's why it only took a week and a half to get that approval. And then we were able to close 30 days after that approval, and there were no additional liens or anything on it. I had another short sale that, sat there for, about 6 months and still never got the bank approval on that amount. And then I had another short sale where we got the bank approval within about 2 weeks. However, the lien holders, because there were additional lien holders on that, they would not approve and release the liens, and so it didn't work. So with short sales, it's a really great opportunity if you can get it, but I think the key to know is if you're looking at a short sale, you cannot be on a strict timeline to move. You have to be willing and able to put in your offer and wait it out, because it could take a while. And it could take a while and you get a no, at the end of the day from the bank, or it could take a while because the bank wants to see if any other offers are going to come in the next few months that can beat your offer. And so, if I think that if you're considering, purchasing and you want to look more into short sales or even foreclosures, I would say, definitely find an agent who is familiar with those, but certainly be prepared to wait.